Today I'm going to be replacing this air handler. This air handler is approximately 35 years old, and we have a leak on this side of the coil tubes. If anyone's familiar with the Furdown style unit, they'll know that you cannot really repair them because the entire assembly is the actual coil. This is also being 35 years old. The copper is very brittle on the ends. So I'm going to go ahead and disassemble it. Don't always trust the breakers off. Get yourself one of these. This will save your life. Check it just to verify everything is off. 24 volts. I'm not saving any of this stuff. Get rid of it. For some reason, someone thought it was a good idea to mount the capacitor way over here. Shame on them for that. At least they taped up the top of it. That way you don't get shocked working on something. Still not very good. Most of the time these capacitors either mount in this little area on the heat strip portion, or they mount to the actual motor. Best thing I can suggest is whenever you're changing these out is to disassemble every little component. Don't try to tackle the entire thing, taking them out. You're gonna fight doing that. Fan motor on this one I'm not gonna save. Usually I would, but because didn't seem like it was running at full speed. Could be just a capacitor issue, or the fan motor's just going out. This particular unit was actually freezing up before I pumped down the condenser. The line outside had just a little bit of frost on it. So now it's going to be dripping on me the entire time I'm doing the work. I've replaced about 100 of these on this property. This is a little 5 kW 10.5 unit, nothing special. I'm also, y'all can't see it, but I have towels down because I believe in capturing dust, protecting the countertop, because they have it mounted above a vanity in a bathroom. Perfect place for it. Couldn't have put it anywhere else. Whoever installed it didn't. We're just gonna cut it. They didn't put a coupler on it. So you just have a wire vibrating against the cabinet of the actual unit. It looked like someone used a drywall screw, and that was awesome. Usually takes me about 3 to 4 hours to change out an air handler. Give or take. I've done it before in 2 hours. I was with no mistakes whatsoever, or no issues whatsoever. Get some light up in here so I can, oh, ain't gonna work. Heat strips held on by 4 bolts. Real simple. The fun part on taking this down is the genius who put the plenum to the air handler not only put bolts on the side, but he blessed me to put bolts on the very top as well. So you can only imagine how fun this is going to be to get them out. But it's doable. Take this outside. Take this one outside as well. Next thing, we're going to cut the insulation off our pipe. Now this unit's already been pumped down. I have my gauges open outside. That way if any pressure builds up while I'm doing work, it's not going to blow out right here at my solder joint. It'll blow out outside. Now because this unit's been frozen, I'm going to be playing with the water. This is pretty straightforward, nothing fancy. I like to sand my joints, or sand before I cut my copper, just because you're already in a confined location. May as well make the best of it with what you got. Y'all may disagree, that's okay. I don't like getting trash in my lines. Sand it down nice and steady. I'll come back a little bit, just so I'm not having to cut it again. If I need to cut it, or sand it again. If I need to cut it again, it's already sanded. Take your handy dandy mirror, flashlight that works half the time. Looks good. I use a midget cutter. Most of the time you can't even get in here with a full size one. With hopes that it's not kinked when you do this. There really ain't no easy way to change these out. I wish there was a button I could push and change it out. It's not really a quick way to change it out. But after 10 years of replacing them and working on them, it becomes second nature to work on one. Kind of like changing a fill valve out on the toilet. After you've done one or two of them, you kind of get the hang on how to change it out. Now, my little copper line is here. It's tiny. I guess you'd call it 5/16. So my lines have been disconnected, thermostat's disconnected, of course, power is disconnected. Make it a good point, practice, whatever you want to call it, to put wire, I don't know if you can see, but put wire nuts on your pigtail. All you need is some dumbass to come inside of the apartment and turn your breaker on while you're doing it. No, I don't have a lockout tag out. I'm sure that would be something nice to have. I have one. But put the fear of God in someone when they go messing with my breakers. Plus, no one's home. No one's going to be home all day long. But before I go touching it again, I will be checking to make sure that it's not live. Because you never know if someone goes, turns the breaker on, someone comes home, friend comes home, and they say, oh, the AC's not working. Let me go turn the breaker on real quick. Maybe that's why it's not working. Oh no, it's not working because I have the breaker turned off. No, I didn't show this, but I've already cut the drain line out. This particular one, drain pan rushed out years ago. And instead of changing out the entire whole air handler, we went back with zip ties to hold it up. It works. You may disagree, but in the maintenance world, you have to work with what you got. No, my management company isn't cheap, so I'll just say that. They're not cheap. It's just whenever you have a call at 8 o'clock on a Friday night, your repair is to remove the old drain pan. So I've already taken it out of the way, that way y'all didn't see what I did. But I do suck the drain line out where it goes into the wall. That way it's already done. You don't have to do it later. The water keeps dripping on my face. I'm sure someone will say that this sucks doing this kind of work. But honestly, I've done so many of them that it don't bother me. It's kind of like meditation to me. You know, some people like to do woodworking, weld. I like doing air conditioning work. Been doing it for 12 years now. Right, my nostril. I'm sure you all are sitting there saying, why don't you use a drill to get those 1/4-inch bolts out? Because sometimes you can't get a drill in there to get it out. This can though. This one's actually in a decent position. I've had them where the actual unit is more in, where you have no room whatsoever to work. Those are where you want to go talk to the carpenter and find out what on earth they were doing. So the next step, getting the actual air handler out, is taking out those plenum screws on top. Because I'm about to stand up here in the most awkward position, kind of have your tools handy. Got my flashlight, paint scraper. If I need it, I'll explain why. And this 1/4-inch ratchet with a 1/4-inch socket on it. So can't get on top right now, there's not enough room. So what I have to do, I actually have to bend the plenum to make it work for me. So So I do that by just pulling down on it. I'll fix the plenum later. It's not that hard to do, it's just bending a bunch of sheet metal. Alright, so now I can get my hands on top. There's sometimes 2 screws or 3 screws. I'd like to find out how many they got before I get started. This one actually has 2 screws, one on each side. Take my watch off for more mobility. It's a little difficult to see. But you just gotta work. What I like to do is do the harder side first. So this side's moving pretty good. Come over here. Try this side. The purpose of the paint scraper is in the event that the screw won't come out, I have to put the paint scraper underneath the sheet metal of the plenum and kind of pry to get it to separate. It sucks when you have to do that. Oh, okay, so that one's out. Outside's out. Now, you gotta be ready to grab it. So see, the hand is holding it from falling because you're kind of in a bad spot. Free. Then bend. Come on down. And that's it. That's how you pull. There. I'll show y'all where the actual leak was. So right there. Right up there where the galvanized and the copper meet up. And just to kind of show you how brittle this is for anyone who says that, oh man, you ought to try resoldering it. I'll kind of show you how brittle this is. Let's see if it's gonna make an idiot out of it. Let me do it on the other side. The 2 bends on the other side. Seem to be able to. Sorry for the shakiness of the camera. So this is the other side. This side was not leaking. But just to kind of show you how brittle this stuff is, I'll pinch one side. I'll twist. Of course, this ain't gonna do it. Usually when you do this and you pinch one side and you twist the dikes, it breaks it. Yeah, of course it's gonna make a fool out of me. Anyway, I have it out. There's leaking on this side over here. Right there, right down there. You can see the oil. Anytime you have oil on a unit, it's a dead giveaway. See, it's oil, not water, oil. All right, I'll come back whenever I'm reassembling everything because I have to, you can kind of look at my workspace. I have to disassemble the new one and just reverse all my steps going back in. It's a lot easier trying to hold up an air handler, trying to do that. I've done it once before and I vowed to never do that again. So the resident will be getting a brand new air handler, new coils, new heat strip. Everything will be brand new.